Hey, it's Millie and welcome back to the series all about freelancing. Today we're going to discuss how to make sure that you do get paid after you do the work. So somebody asked me, how do you make sure that you get paid when you work online for clients? I mean, what if they scam you? Working online, it sounds so risky. Who knows who the client is? They might run off and not pay you. Well, if you work with one of the top platforms like Upwork.com, Freelancer, or People Per Hour, they have certain measures in place to make sure that their freelancers do get paid and don't get scammed. So for instance, there's escrow for fixed price projects. Let's say that you get hired by a client to input 1,000 different receipts into the computer from images of scans that he gives you, for instance, for data entry. So you could do certain milestones with the client. So after every 100 receipts, he gives you part of the payment, like $50 maybe. And once you finish all of them, then, you get your 500 total. Or maybe he says, no milestones, I'll give you the entire 500 once you finish all 1,000 receipts. It's up to you to work it out with the client. But regardless if it's with milestones or it's when you finish everything, escrow is basically a place where the client uploads the money to. So on Upwork, they have their own escrow. And the client uploads the full sum, like the $500, to escrow, and then Upwork holds it there. So you can see escrow was funded, the money is there, he has the money, he's not somebody who's broke and it's not going to pay you, and the money is waiting there for you. And then after you hit every milestone, you complete it, when there are milestones, then some of it is released to you. Now the client has to release it, but if he doesn't want to release it, then you can make a dispute and you can tell Upwork, hey, I did what he wanted, here's a proof, you see, I did exactly what he said. And then they will release it to you. So that's a great thing. If you work directly with a client without a platform, then you run the risk that they might not pay you, and there's nobody to enforce that. So what sometimes freelancers do, because they don't want to lose such a large percent to the platforms, is they try to get the company off the platform, to work with them directly. But then they have the risk that they might not get paid. Now some clients are reputable, and you can see on the platform that they hired already a lot of people and they've completed a lot of projects and they've paid out a lot. And that gives a bit of a reassurance that they probably aren't scammers, but you never know. Even somebody who paid out to different people might suddenly decide to scam you because he's broke now or there's bad economy and whatever. And sometimes clients are go-between, so they get hired by a different company for more money to do a certain something like, data entry. And then they go on these freelance platforms to find someone to do it for them for cheaper. And even if you do the job well, maybe that client suddenly doesn't get paid by his client, so then he doesn't pay you. But when you use escrow, then you do get paid, because the platform will pay you. So definitely use escrow. Now what about jobs which pay you hourly? How do you make sure you get paid for each hour that you work? Well, Upwork, for instance, has an hourly payment protection system that ensures that you as a freelancer do get paid for every hour you work. So for instance, if you worked 10 hours today, you're going to be paid for those 10 hours. And they'll make sure of that. And here's how it works. So let me take a look at this here. Hourly payment protections for freelancers. So how it works is that when working on an hourly basis, often clients will want you to install the special Upwork app. And that's an app that tracks your activity. So it tracks how often you move your mouse. It takes screenshots of your screen now and then, not at a specific time, like not 5 minutes in between, but randomly in different time periods, sometimes 2 minutes in between, 6 minutes, 1 minute. And that's meant to protect the client from you cheating him, from you just charging him for hours that you're not working, that you're on Facebook instead. So when it takes screenshots of your screen, it can see what you're doing. It can see, oh, you're on Facebook, you're watching porn. Why are you doing that? You said you were working for me. And that's also used to make sure that you get paid for the hours. So if you use their app, and as they say, you meet the hourly protection criteria, you can check that out. It's basically that you aren't cheating and you actually are working for that client. Then Upwork guarantees that you get paid for the hours that you work. So that's awesome. Okay guys, that's it for this tutorial. Subscribe for more tutorials and visit my website youpidoacademy.com to discover many more ways to make money online, including a passive income, even when you're not working every hour like a freelancer.